Meeting to public comments. And Steve Henry, wherever you're at. Yeah, Steve.
Hello, everybody. Everybody today, how many minutes do I have tonight?
And there's always 3.
3? Okay, thank you very much. Yes, this isn't repeating, but I posted pictures of your house on the internet, not meeting code. And the 25th of June, I had a police officer show up at my house, wanting me to sign for a letter. I refused to sign for it. There's a letter to you telling me that I could not come to the council meeting. And when I come to the council meeting on the 28th, I was met by Chief Jones, and I couldn't speak, and I asked why, and he said, I didn't need to know the reason why. He said I couldn't speak. How come you can use the police department to try to intimidate me into not coming to the council meeting?
Mr. Henry, I would say with respect to the complaint relating to June, if you received a letter, bring it to me. There might be, I could see that afterward. But you've been allowed to speak at meetings for a number of months here, so I'm not sure that I see that there's anything we can do about past times at this point. You're being allowed to speak at every meeting.
I just wanted to know why, because I want to talk about corruption. I mean, trying to use the police. And so another thing I want to speak about is every time I come to a council meeting and ask the mayor a question, either Chief Jones, you, or somebody else answers for her. Can't the mayor answer her own questions?
Yes, but there's a limited amount that the council can do to force the mayor to take actions, right? I mean, she's the head of a separate branch from us. And so, as I understand it, your main complaints relate to being prohibited from attending the meeting in the past. And I don't think we've had that problem for a while, right? We've been allowing you to air your grievances here. And then the other thing I recall was that you were saying that her house was not being inspected. She has assured us that her house is on the list for the regular inspections, that her landlord has that arranged.
According to the ordinance, she shouldn't have been able to move into it till it passed code, and it hasn't passed code in 6 years I've lived here. None of the neighbors here can see that it's never passed code. And all I asked was, how did she get moved in it? When your house is supposed to pass code, your rental property is supposed to pass code before you can move into it. It's a simple question. I have not got one answer out of the mayor. In the 8 years that she's been my council representative, and the year or so since she's been mayor, I have not got a direct answer out of her. All I get is either from the police chief or a council member.
Okay, Nick, I'm gonna address that. When I was your council person, you came to my business, and every time I gave you the same answer, Steve. Every year you came to a council meeting, I gave you the same answer. Every year I answered your questions. And then Kissney came on, and then Kissney answered your questions, the same questions.
And the
So you
same
have
answer,
been
the same
asked
answer.
and answered.
Nobody was charged. That wasn't the question. I asked the question, why wasn't anybody charged? And I've never got an answer.
What would they be charged with?
The code enforcement lied to the state patrol in a written statement. He lied verbally. He wasn't, he did the crime. He just was not charged for it. If he'd have been charged for it, any case he'd ever worked on as a police officer, and found guilty, could have been brought back in court and retried. And then you gave him a job handling a $42,000 budget. The man committed perjury, even though he wasn't charged for it, he did commit the perjury, and you've got him going around town giving people tickets. He got his license jerked for being a police officer. He can never be a police officer. He can't even write a parking ticket. How can he go around and be responsible for people getting $500 tickets a day? You see, that's my point. It's special treatment. I've had 4 complaints signed. All of them just disappeared, and one of them even disappeared 3 times. And I asked what happened. No answer from my county representative. For 8 years, I have no answers. Why did my complaints just up and disappear with no reason? I even got the police chief told me, I'm tired of you coming down here. I said, I turned the complaint in. She said I didn't. I showed her the tape of me handing her the complaint. She told me, well, it don't matter now because my last day is Monday. And then Corey Anderson picked it up. He guaranteed me to get an export pay order put on it. Then when Corey got fired, guess what? It disappeared again. Chief Jones said he does not know nothing about it. Okay, so I'm not getting any answers again. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the next page. There's no other visitors out there.
Is there any other visitors who wish to speak?
I have a question about, so we can all stop talking about it, posting videos and pictures and this and that. What is the rules for city vehicles being used for personal use? Okay, so if the police cars are in Bowling Green on 2 consecutive days, 3 different cars at a buffet restaurant, that's, you wouldn't consider that personal use?
Depends on whether they were going to court or not. I don't know that. If they're in court, they have to eat somewhere.
Mayor, that's also the county seat. We go up there for Division of Family Services. We go up there for court. We go up there and speak to the prosecutor's office. We go up there and speak to the juvenile officer sometimes. I mean, on a daily basis, there might be 1 or 2 times that we're up there on a weekly basis. It could be multiple times during the week. And what I've instructed the officers, if they're up there, they have a right to eat lunch. Yes, ma'am.
So it wouldn't be better for the citizens if they came back to this community and ate lunch and got the vehicles back in the city of Vineyard?
If gas prices the way they are, I think that. Go ahead.
We've also not left the town ever unattended. So it's always, if there's an individual that is assigned court or has other duties, that we have a coverage officer in town also.
So all this backup is gonna be 15 minutes away?
I didn't hear you.
So all the backup's gonna be in Bowling Green?
Predominantly, we work 1 officer per shift, so
I
predominantly
know
they
that's
come
how
out
it
of
used to
Bowling
be, but it seems like there's like 3 of you on a shift at this.
There's not every 3 of us on a list. It's the day shift. Sometimes there is.
Well, I feel like whenever Mr. Jacob got pulled over, there was multiple of you on that stop.
We're not talking about this.
Okay, well then we'll talk about the stop where they pulled over Rebecca Lawson. There was multiple officers on that stop as well.
I don't know.
You don't know about the headlight getting pulled over and then when she tried to show proof of insurance, they went ahead and wrote the ticket anyway. Well, it happened. Officer Penrod stopped me one night at the Quick Shop, told me that my headlight was out. I told him, yeah, sometimes it comes on, sometimes it's off. He went on about his way, I went on about my way. I messed with the lights, they came on. And sometimes they do go back off and we fix it. On this particular night, she was leaving to go pick our son up. The car that Jones is usually in went by as she was leaving. I believe whichever officer was in that car seen the headlight out. So as she went down 54, another officer pulled her over. And then there becomes multiple officers for a headlight ticket. And I've seen several cars pass by several cop cars with headlights out, and they never get pulled over. The night that she got pulled over for this, earlier in the day, she got into it with Chief Jones in the parking lot here at City Hall. I don't think it's a coincidence that later on that night, she gets 2 tickets Once she had proof of the insurance, she had to wait for me to send it to her, but she had it before the stop was over.
You know, Corey, it says it has to be produced upon demand.
And it was by the time he came back up to the window. Yeah, how do you know? You were stalking our kid. Yeah, you were creeping through the side window. Well, I'm trying, but he's not gonna sit here and lie either. Well, I have the video. Sometimes you'll allow me to come to your office and show you. I would love to do.
Why does everybody make a video?
Well, because I feel like they need to at this point.
You feel like they need to. You know, you think, I'm gonna get stopped, so I'm gonna make a video.
Well,
Is that it?
I mean, would you rather a video be there if something happened to you that shouldn't have happened?
I ain't gonna make no video of it.
Well, I mean, there wouldn't be proof of wrongdoing if there wasn't video.
If I was in the wrong, I'm in the wrong.
Yeah, but if
If
you're
I-
not in the wrong and you get accused of being in the wrong, that's two totally different things.
That's a conversation between you.
I think this one- Thank you very much. Thank you, yes, make an appointment, come show me. Okay,
Yeah, and real quick, what about the body cam? Do y'all still have those that we ordered? I think
We do have
just-
body cams upstairs, if you'll allow me to answer that. We do have body cams upstairs. As you know, the Attorney General's office hasn't given an opinion whether public record is the body cams or not. I'm sure you're aware of that.
Well, I feel like you were very adamant that they were a great thing and we should get them out on the street really fast.
Well, you felt wrong because I've always said the Attorney General's office has not made their
You helped me
opinion yet.
order them because we needed to hurry them to get here. because
Okay,
April
okay.
wasn't doing her job and didn't do
all
it.
right,
I can't tell you if April was doing her job or not doing her job. That wasn't my job to monitor.
okay. We're gonna move on.
You want to see if anyone else wants to speak, ma'am? Is there anybody else who would like to speak?
Actually, if I could, please, can you reiterate again what the policy is about usage of vehicles, city vehicles?
They're not supposed to be used for personal use.
And you indicated that going to lunch in a city vehicle, a police department vehicle, that is policy or not policy
If they're on duty, they can go.
outside the jurisdiction?
Where are you talking about?
Can they utilize a police
I heard what you
vehicle?
said, where are you talking about? If they're in Bowling Green, in court, or whatever the business they're doing,
Okay, well, let's just use the other restaurant, Fat Boy, that they are attending. Is that inside the jurisdiction of Pike County, Missouri?
they go over there at times to meet with Sheriff Greenwood, so yes.
So you as the mayor and the city government body, I'm just asking one last time, are allowing for the police department to utilize those vehicles to attend what you are calling a lunch meeting outside of jurisdiction? Thank you.
They're working relationship with Sheriff Greenwood, so
Thank you.
you're welcome. Okay.
But one more question. So would it be possible for this governing body to, the city policy to be revamped along with the police department policy regarding the usage of the vehicles in regards to that matter?
You can throw that vehicle on the-
Do we want to rewrite the policy so that it reflects what we were discussing?
No, I'm just asking. Because currently the policy says for personal usage. And there's other things on the city handbook plus the police policy. So what I'm asking you as the city government, would it be possible since other ordinances have been revamped? Is it possible for that one to be revamped so our community can stop asking and posting those questions regarding the matter?
It's personnel policy. It's in personnel policy.
And I'll work with Bob.
And I had one more question since I'm here, sorry. A while back, Nick, like last September, I sent you an email and you forwarded it to Bob. And there was no action or anything regarding it, regarding the payment of impound fees. So was there a solution to that? Did our officers get bonded in order to take payments when City Hall isn't open?
We do not collect fines or any type of impound fees. They all go through the city collector. And therefore they're received. We don't take them on weekends because we don't have somebody that is available to do that. We tell them it's Monday through Friday during business hours. Yes, ma'am.
So are you charging fees on after hours and on weekends that people aren't allowed to pay those fees?
Yes. It's still, we charge for the space at the actual day usage of the space, just like the council approved and voted on. Yes,
So I'm just asking one last question. So can that be re-looked at also, Nick? Because I feel as a person part of this community now and past issue with the police department, that charging people whatever the storage fee is now for their car that's an impound when they can't come and pay it after hours or on weekends, you're taking money from those people that could probably come. Some people can come get it out right then and there, but if it's after hours, they can't pay, so they're getting that charge. So you, as the city government, can you relook at that ordinance or resolution that you guys voted on as a council regarding that matter? Thank you. Thank you, sir. Kathy.
does anybody else want to speak? Past time, okay.
So we move on to, our next meeting. So, call the roll, please.
Mr. Burleson.
Here.
Ms. Evans. Ms. Ardno. Mr. Mooney.
Here.
Mr. Everson.
Here.
Mr. Peugeot.
Here.
Mr. Dolbear.
Here.
Mr. Ringhausen.
Heavenly Father, we pray for President Zelensky and all the people of Ukraine. We pray for the stability of the city that has been tormented with this unity and discontent. We pray that unity may prevail in our community. Help us in our city to come together to resolve the issues that affect us all. May we each bring our experiences and our expertise to the table and work out our solutions together. Please help us find fulfillment by your presence. Help us live in such a way that our actions serve as a reflection of your own grace and mercy. Amen.
Amen. To the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anybody have any agenda revisions? If not, I would like to, move, Ryan Jacob forward from new business to, right after the approval of minutes. Okay.
I'd like to quick update for
So, I need a motion to approve.
The whole system. Yeah. So, tell me that.
Any discussion on approval of minutes? If not, roll call, please.
Mr. Burleson.
Yes.
Ms. Evans.
Yes.
Ms. Ardno.
Yes.
Mr. Mooney.
Yes.
Mr. Epperson.
Yes.
Mr. Peugeot.
Yes.
Mr. Dolbear.
Yes.
Mr. Ringhausen.
Okay, at this time, I'm gonna excuse myself from the discussion with, Mr. Jacobs and, Mayor Pro Tem's gonna preside over that section of the meeting. You guys come up here? Yep.
Was,
Yeah.
Our chairship sits a lot lower than mine. Mr. Jacob, ready?
I don't know, I couldn't hear you guys out there. That's when I was in chairs.
Would you, council, would you guys like me to stand? I'm happy to stand. I'll be up here. So I would start by just briefly summarizing the position of the mayor and what happened. I will ask first, did everyone have a chance to review the materials and the items that were sent on Friday?
About the one today.
And yeah, about the ones that went today. Even though the deadline was Friday.
There
So
was no deadline, but
we discussed on the phone, Friday.
that's fine, because no deadline. You guys would not tell me who the complainant even was. At one point, I was under the impression that it was her. At another point, now I'm under the impression it's hers.
Go back.
So it didn't really seem fair, so I figured I would have a chance to update it.
Okay, well, we got it, so we'll just go ahead and
Okay,
continue.
that's fairness.
Okay. So briefly summarizing, I won't get too much into detail about repeating what's included in those items, but basically, many of the constitutionally protected rights that Mr. Jacob alludes to just don't really exist. There's not a constitutionally protected right to remain in a public building or to enter a public building freely as one wishes. The mayor by statute has superintending authority of City Hall and this building. The action taken by the mayor is a limitation simply conditioning entry into City Hall of Mr. Jacob for a limited period of time. It's not even really appropriately termed a ban. You'll see on the notice, he's allowed to enter City Hall for a public meeting like today. He's allowed to enter City Hall with a previously scheduled appointment. There's no indication that he's tried to make an appointment and that he's been denied an appointment to come to City Hall. Given the statements and the request by Ms. Gonzalez, the city clerk, the city has a duty as an employer to protect its employees. The appointment aspect is meant to ensure that others can be supervising any interaction when Mr. Jacob is on the premises or otherwise available to handle his request. The fact that the notice stated to contact the city clerk, Memory Gonzalez, is simply because she's just that, she's the city clerk. Contact can be made via phone or email. The notice letter that was provided to Mr. Jacob does not absolve her duties as the city's custodian of record or the city's clerk by code. It's just an avenue to limit direct interaction, face-to-face interaction. Also, you'll see in the videos that were provided and the statements that the real issue is that Mr. Jacob is frequently attempting to argue and dispute with city employees about a matter that's not directly related to interactions with city employees, i.e. the stop in question that he has issue with. So it's not an unreasonable limitation for the city. Well, back up. Many of those interactions, as you have seen, were also recorded and have also been recorded. So it's not unreasonable for the city to wish to reasonably limit any type of recording, given the fact that Mr. Jacob has mentioned litigation in those conversations with city staff.
Can we not skip that real quick? I asked Mr.
You'll have a chance to respond.
I asked him
Brian.
for your guys' recordings. but I
Wait,
forgot.
your turn, sir.
We'll do this, we'll go back.
Okay.
So the fact of the matter is that many of those city's employees can't speak for the city. They cannot make decisions on behalf of the city. And so that is the purpose for limiting those communications. I'm finished.
Okay, David, you can talk. Just make sure that when you're talking with Karen, okay? So go ahead and.
Yeah, I honestly didn't know until the other day who the complainant even was. I didn't know what I even supposedly did. I do have one officer who's in violation of the police policy by not identifying. That's literally the policy. They pulled me over and.
So we're
didn't
gonna just
identify.
stick with the
So,
appeal today.
no, that happened
a day in question, I came in to try to get him to identify. That's one of the reasons I got forced out of the building supposedly.
Okay, but we're still gonna stick with the CPO. I get, that's why you came in. I completely understand that. But we're working on, why you want to.
I don't understand what the appeals about then if it wasn't because I'm being told it was my conduct on the day in question. And how I spoke to her in her office, which I provided a recording to everybody. And I'm sorry, I'm talking to anybody if you can hear me. I normally talk louder. That's just how I am as a person. But then I found out just Friday that she's the person that was in fear for her well-being. I don't even know if I should be so close to her right now. And the thing is I never yelled at her. I didn't do anything to be disorderly on the day in question, or you guys should have given me a ticket. I've tried to contact Pete Fry to see if he wants to prosecute me for something because you guys are literally trespassing me for no reason. The conduct of my behavior, I didn't do anything. It's my free speech. That's the behavior. You guys didn't like what I was being said. I literally talked to you when I was leaving. Was I rude to you?
You were a little worked up. But
Was I rude? I mean,
I would not say you were rude towards me. No.
okay, so the thing states that I was rude to everybody I came into contact with in here. That's a bold-faced lie, just like what it says. She never attempted to grab my papers from me. She literally denied me my ADA rights. I can submit my FOIA request orally or physically in Missouri. She couldn't read my handwriting. I wanted to make sure she could read my handwriting. Kelly came out and wrote it just fine, no issues. He jumped it right and no problem. He said, okay, I'll get my paper, and he wrote it.
Can I ask, do we have copies of this paperwork at all?
I've got a bunch of copies of everything here.
No, I mean, that you handwrote.
But so you can see my shaky handwriting. Would you like to see it? I have a disability. I'll even tell you my disability, even though I don't have to.
Calm down for a second.
I'm calm. It's just how I am.
I know.
You've known me forever. We went to school together.
I want to see if that's okay with you.
Oh, I don't know that I have it right now in front of me, but we have copies. I might be able to.
Yeah. Chief Jones.
My daughter, I have her handwriting.
Yeah.
I literally wanted to make sure that she could read my handwriting. I asked her to please review it. She flat out, before she even got up 30 seconds into me having contact with her, you can watch it in the video, the timeline match up. The outline today showed it. I have date and timestamps for everything. Your guys' timeline's off because it says I came in at 8:40. My saved receipts are 8:48 and the first contact was 14 minutes. My math's not very good, but that doesn't add up. I was in here at 8:40, yes, but I came in long before that and I left at 8:48. You guys said I had contact with her twice outside. The only contact that I had, I provided. I walked up to her, I said, hey, I forgot to get my appointment with the mayor. She said 9:30. I was like, wait, what day? And she goes, today. And then she walked off.
So we're gonna pass this around to the other council members to see the handwriting. To me, it's legible. Honestly, I can read it.
But do you see how scribbly it is? Can you tell it's shaky?
It's still legible.
Well, would you guys like to see my hands? I mean, I'm pretty shaky. I have what's called Charcot Marie tube. I don't have to tell you
I got a
that,
question.
but
I got a question, just to save time.
That's
What is your complaint? Just,
I don't have a complaint. You guys are having a hearing to not trespass me. I thought,
if they ask you to leave, that's,
that's not how it works. That's discrimination. You guys can't just,
no,
you
that's
can't
how
just
it
walk up
works.
to anybody
You're
and
in a
tell them,
public building.
okay,
You're
we're
in a
gonna.
public building. If you're in my
You're
home, I
right.
ask you to leave. you
If that's a
best-
private building, you're confusing.
This is
public and
here in
private.
private offices.
No, but it's not. It's public. You're confusing public and private. Your attorney should correct you on that.
No,
You are.
Given the
confusing.
opportunity to take Mr. Jacob up on his offer. Mr. Jacob, you did not indicate that you had a disability until after you were
I said
already.
it in the video.
No,
Did I
can I
not
finish
state
my
you?
statement, please? You did not indicate that you had a disability until after you attempted to turn in the request. You didn't make a reasonable accommodation at that time.
My request was when I was going with, I said, I need you to read it. I never held it in her face, like what was said in the video, or you guys said. My video shows that I didn't ever put it up like this until I said I didn't want my name on it.
But the fact of the matter
That's the
is,
only
you're
time I
sitting
brought
here
it up.
today telling them that that's discrimination. That's your
I'm not saying it's
statement.
discrimination. I said what she did, if it's my ADA right, if she can't read my handwriting, she needed to write it herself and take it orally. It doesn't matter how I give it. It can be given orally or written physically. I tried to give it to her. I asked her to review it. She didn't.
But the
even
fact
attempt
is,
to
we
review
have
it.
your request, we've responded to
But
it.
she didn't even attempt to review it. That's where all this started from. Then I went to leave. I went to make a couple of phone calls, forgot that I was didn't schedule my appointment with the mayor due to my stop. That's why you guys keep telling me the stop doesn't matter. The stop is what this is all centered around. I would have never been here that day if I was not trying to identify the officer who smacked the side of my vehicle. Anybody who saw that, as soon as I
Can we
drive
come
off,
back to these? No, we're not gonna talk
that's what I
about.
got.
the other
I
stuff.
get that. You guys don't want to do that, but that's why I was here that day.
But- we can talk about this.
Okay, well then, what's next, I guess? I don't understand what.
I don't have any further, unless does the council have any questions or directly to either myself or Mr. Jacobs.
So if I understand it, you have requested an appeal of the mayor's decision with your limitations on your ability to benefit, right?
I don't see how you guys can say that my conduct in that day, when it's all I was doing was talking. I never got in anybody's face. I never did anything that rose to any level. I even told her when she said, hey, when I was trying to get him to identify, I had to ask him 6 times to ID before he finally said his name. And I even told her, I said, Mayor, we had a good conversation. I'll respect you. That's in the video. I stated to her, I'll respect her. And then he comes out when I come to file my freedom of information request later that day, and he tells me, I already told you to leave. He referenced that in the statement. That I already told you to leave. I didn't even know when, because the only statement he made to me before that could be somewhat construed to think that it's you need to go, is when he said, you can go now. I can do a lot of things. That's not a lawful order to do anything. I can do a lot of things in a public building. This building isn't just for city stuff. You guys have the license office. I've already been taking my driver's license from here.
Yeah, so the limitation is that you would have to contact City Hall in advance in order to come in. Or
And you guys, and then,
phone or email, right? So you would like that to be rescinded, that is your request?
yes, because I tried to do that previously, even though she's already stated that I haven't. I record all calls and everything like that. I called to try to get Kelly one day, because Kelly, didn't you tell me one day that I could call you anytime and you'd help me through the building? Kelly wasn't here and I needed to do my license. It was my only time that I had off. I'm a single father. And I tried to come in to do it. He couldn't do it. So the following week, my next day off, I had to go all the way to Bowling Green to get it because I didn't trust coming here to do it. The whole time, everything felt very retaliatory. I thought that was just him not even trying to help me that day. I figured I might as well have to go somewhere else at that point. And I just don't like having somebody telling me that I'm not welcome somewhere where you guys receive state and county money. I'm not necessarily even a citizen of the city. You guys receive state and county money. That's my tax dollars too. So I want my access to my building, my license office, my freedom of information to redress my grievances with public officials. That's literally what this is all about when I was coming in that day. That's First Amendment. She said it wasn't First Amendment. That's literally a First Amendment.
But your access for those things is not, yeah.
So how do I come in and do those? Because I should have the right to come in
It
and do
states
those.
that you can make an appointment. by
But so
contact-
then you guys are discriminating on what times I'm allowed to come do that. What is the reason that I'm being discriminated on? Because it's clear in the video that I never threatened her well-being like she claims I did.
Well, it's an administrative limitation put in place by the mayor at the request of the people that live in. So
Discriminating,
it's
for
not,
what?
Based upon your conduct.
it's not.
No, I said based upon your conduct, so it's an administrative limitation on, a temporary administrative limitation on the ability to enter based upon the conduct that was witnessed by the
But
mayor.
the conduct is directly proven wrong. It stated that I did to her. She never even attempted to grab my papers. Kelly's the only person that ever attempted to grab my papers in the video. 14-minute video. Kelly's the only one that attempted to grab my papers in the one. 30 seconds in, she gets up from her desk after saying, I don't care, rude. That is the most unprofessional way to talk to someone. Starts off right there, 30 seconds in. That's how me and her are gonna talk to each other, I guess. I don't care. So then she comes by me, doesn't say a word, and zooms by me to Kelly's office. And not even 5 seconds after that, she walks by and stands by the little bookshelf over here. And Kelly comes up and takes my freedom of information request.
Does anybody else want to ask any questions for Mr. Jacobs?
And I hope you guys all watched it.
Is there some question with the dates?
The dates.
Since you know, talking about the conduct of travel, it's not included in any of the-
Oh, that was because by the time I sent my statement, he had not provided
Oh.
the second video, but he then provided that.
Well, it's a little bit difficult to provide a statement when you don't know who you're defending yourself for. I asked Lindy last Wednesday. I've asked Kelly numerous times who it was. No one would tell me.
Hold on, Bob, I got a question.
You were trespassed from this property.
Yeah,
Who trespassed?
I had no clue. I don't know. I guess the mayor, but I guess her. I don't know. I truthfully don't. I'm sorry. I talked with my aunt. I'm a very,
Does anybody know who trespassed?
The mayor did it by notification memorandum.
well, and
It's
they,
her choice.
on that note, they didn't even, I have a postage coming from the police, your guys' office. And whoever did that didn't even put postage on my certified mail that was supposed to be
He was
served,
in
so
the
I would
building.
never received it.
Someone approached him, or when he went to the mayor and she told him to leave the building?
The day an
No.
incident occurred
No.
and then was later followed up by
You're
certified
recording
mail.
this? You're recording this? Okay.
But she asked him to leave that day.
No,
Certified
Not
mail.
the mayor.
Through memorandum.
But once you're notified that you are being trespassed, when you leave, which you did, I guess, you're not trespassed till you come back and break that, right?
Right,
Not necessarily, well, for the violation of trespassing, yes, but you would normally follow up, especially in a setting like this with the extra additional stipulations that are added to it. That it was informed by
Police
memorandum.
or- The police or this individual?
No, what I'm saying is that you can be trespassed initially, and then a notification comes out. The initial trespass is because of a particular situation. We as officers, we're just here for the safety and the security of the building. The actual facility itself falls under the mayor's privy, and she makes the decision if somebody is
You're not
trespassed.
actually trespassing till he comes back
That is correct.
after he's been notified,
That is correct.
and he came back,
No, it's two different incidents, is what it is, Bob. It's the initial incident that occurred. And then he was trespassed that day allegedly and escorted out, from my understanding.
no, you guys have this already.
And then the letter.
Sorted out. That's on video. You guys are, I'm not trying to have you guys do yourself a
I'm
disservice.
just confused on.
Because
Yeah.
you really should have watched the video. I have a problem. I don't
nobody was
know where
escorted.
it
From what I've seen in the videos.
Yeah, you,
that-
this is not, a-
Okay, hold on. From what I've seen in the videos, I did
It's
watch
not
all the
fair.
videos, but you came in, you had to, you left, you got the meeting with the mayor, you left again, you came in again, correct?
okay,
Because
I can do this really fast.
I
for
did
you.
read your thing as well. so-
I can do this really fast. You guys, I ain't gotta read this big one chronological order, but hey, whatever you guys say, and I really hope you guys go back and actually evaluate the information that I provided. But literally, I came in because I was stopped. I know you don't want to talk about that, so I'll skip that. I wanted to file to get the names of the officers who stopped me. That's a simple thing that I should have been able to get. I needed his name because I didn't have it. I literally came in, tried to get that, turned in my stuff. That was 14 minutes I had with Kelly. I went to leave, made some phone calls. My mom reminded me that I didn't get the meeting with the mayor that Kelly stated I could schedule when I was standing there talking to him.
That's your 4-second video with memory.
14, well, yeah, the 14th second, yes.
Correct.
Okay, and so that's when she never even looked at me. She was walking away from me the whole time. I was kind of having to like ask her, you know, she just 9:30 over her shoulder, very unprofessional. So then following that, I came back at 9:30 for my meeting with the mayor. I walked in, Emma said, "Are you ready, mayor?" I went in there, asked the mayor, you know, "Do you want the door open, closed?" We had a 16-minute meeting there. I went to leave, that meeting was interrupted by a county cop. So I went to leave. As I was out in the car making another phone call, he pulls up. I saw the officer that I was looking for to identify. I have it recorded. I said, "Hey, what's your name?" He says, at me, "Did you not?" No, just be honest. Did you go get at me? Yeah, I wouldn't do that either, but you did. And so I said, "Oh yeah, that was real cute, didn't you?" And so then he continues to walk in. I went to leave and I thought about, you know what? He needs to tell me his name. He's clearly on duty now. So I went inside. I went to ask him his name. He was standing outside the mayor's office. I'm trying to talk to ask him his name. It took me 6+ times saying, "What's your name? What's your name? You're supposed to tell me your name. I'm sure it's your policy to tell me your name." Mayor says like this, tells me to quiet down. After he gave me his name, I asked his badge number. His response was, "You can go now. I can do a lot of things." That's not a lawful order to leave. So I left. I had my FOIA paperwork in hand because I wanted to do your guys' identification policy. So I went out, wrote in my vehicle, the FOIA request, and then I came back in, turned it in. He came out of Kelly's office where he'd been for probably an hour and said, I already told you to leave. I was in the process of waiting for my papers to be returned to me and she was making copies.
Yeah, we go it. I go it.
Yeah, and then as I'm walking out, I ran into you.
Right, so I was your last contact.
Yeah, that's it. And so then the next day, to give you a little update, the next day, I didn't like how that ended because he thinks that he told me to leave, which I think he thinks is a lawful order when he says, you can go now. That's just dismissing me, saying he doesn't want to talk to you. That's not a lawful order to leave anyway. A lawful order is you need to get out of here and go, or you're gonna be trespassed, you're gonna be arrested.
I don't think these people should be reporting anything on.
This is the First Amendment violation. I don't think these,
No, I don't want them recording anything.
no, they need to
Anything at all.
report everything.
I don't give a,
They need to report everything, sir.
no,
Yes, sir.
I
They need to
think this
report
whole
everything.
damn thing is a conspiracy.
I think it
I
is too.
think it
I
is
do
too.
too. You're right. I think it's a
Who's paying
conspiracy.
you to do this?
Nobody's paying me.
Tell me.
Okay,
No one's paying me. What are you talking
hey
about?
guys.
This doesn't look good for the city. I'm sorry. You should nominate them on
They have a
this.
lot.
I'm gonna ask you, please.
You just snapped at me.
I know, please, let's get back to
They like
the-
to
back
walk
to the-
this side.
That's a threat right there. You just said I'm just, or else what? You just threatened me. I want to press charges. That's assault. I want to press charges. That's assault. I'm scared for my life. Yeah, I'm scared he's gonna come hit me.
Let's.
And I previously.
That's more than I did to memory. Yeah, I
Yeah.
never raised my voice or anything. That's more than I did. He threatened me
Can we,
in front of my child.
can we please stop here for a second?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Sure, so, council, you all may, as stated in my written statement, you may choose to hold the mayor's, notice, given to Mr. Jacobs, you can choose to rescind it, you could table it and decide at a later date, this doesn't necessarily have to be.
So a 3-month trespass, and you guys are gonna push it for how long? Because it took me sending a letter from the law office that I'm employed at to even get me on for today. Because I was told by Kelly, it was in the mayor's hand.
Okay,
The mayor had
So-
it for a week and I've got those emails if anybody would like to see them, they're right here. I've got all my correspondence asking for this hearing right here.
okay, so what, council, you guys want to table this? Do you want to vote on this to repeal it, or would you like to let it stand as it is?
I think it's dangerous, as it is.
Before y'all make a decision, can I just say something for myself?
Yes, go ahead.
What with me? You're the chair, you can decide.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get on camera here so everybody can see me out in public. So, as talking to everybody, I grew up with everybody. I worked with 90% of the people that's around this building and everything. The reason why this man scares me is the way that he approaches me, the way that he yelled across the parking lot at me of his rights, but what about mine? Everybody wants to say the public officials, the city employees, but what about mine? Nobody ever says that to us. That's my biggest thing. I understand the public has a voice. Where's mine? Where's my voice and everything? Why do I have to sit back and take the abuse from the outside world because they're the public and I am not? I've lived here my whole life. My whole life I've lived here. Rebecca Lawson in the back of the room, she's part of my family. I probably got more family members out here. I've lived here my whole life. I've worked with Corey, I worked with April, I worked with all these guys. I shouldn't have to sit in my office or sit in my home. And excuse you, this is my time. I asked to talk. You want to find out? Yeah, I'm really rude when it comes to my protection
I shouldn't have to stand up for myself all the time, but I do. I always have.
Okay, then go ahead and put it.
I've always stood up for myself. So when I have people coming at me all the time and yelling at me because they're upset about something, I understand that. But I don't have to take it. I don't have to. I serve the public. I've been serving the public for many years. I do it all the time. I bend over backwards for quite a few people. Anybody in this room could probably tell you how much that I do. But why do I have to take the abuse from the public? Just because I'm an employee, I don't have, yeah, I'm an employee. So come and abuse me. Why do I have to be yelled at all the time?
That's the thing, I never raised my voice at her, I didn't talk any louder than she just yelled at me, she that was directed at me, just so everybody understands.
Okay, so I need a motion for action.
Do what now? I'm sorry.
We're considering making a motion for action, whether we want to have a motion to uphold or deny, or to table to consider later.
Well, let's just get it off of the block. I'll make a motion that we discuss this, vote on it, and get it off of the table completely.
Okay, but if you make that motion, Dean, what action would you like to take? Would you like to leave it as it sits, or would you like to repeal it?
No, sir. No, ma'am. I would like to leave it as is. I make a motion, we leave this as is and be done with it.
Do I have a second?
I'll make a second to vote on the question as presented. In other words, so that it'll be phrased in the affirmative, the motion, as I hear that Dean put it, is that the motion is to uphold, that we were clear what we're voting, yes or no for.
Yes.
I have a first and second, and we vote on it.
So,
Mr. Burleson,
Yes.
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Ms. Ardeno, Mr. Mooney, Mr. Epperson,
What are we voting on?
Good question. Voting to uphold.
no, I misunderstood that.
Okay, do you wanna,
You guys should know what this, I want to repeal it.
so you wanna vote no?
Correct.
Cameron, can we have a correction in the record? Josh Mooney voted no.
Mr. Epperson,
No.
Mr. Fageau,
Yes.
Mr. Dolbear,
Yes.
Mr. Ringhausen.
No.
Remember, that's a tie, 3-3.
So that comes back to me
Yeah.
voting. I vote yes.
She's not, she can't vote because the mayor technically is the mayor's the complainant, but then memory's the complainant. I've asked.
Mr. Dolbear is on.
Mr. Dolbear.
Mr. Dolbear is on Zoom.
Mr. Dolbear's on Zoom.
So it's not a tie. If there's-
4-3.
Yeah,
Tiffany's 8.
yeah.
She doesn't get a vote if she's mayor pro tem.
No,
because
she
she's-
is a council person.
Oh, so then who's the, then that, so she's 2 votes then?
She's not the mayor, she's chairing the meeting.
Okay, so then if it's 4-3 right now, and she's voting yes, that would be 4-4 then, right?
5-3.
Okay.
Did she vote? Oh, there was.
She voted yes. to-
Yeah.
This part of the meeting. Okay, so this part of the meeting is concluded.
So do you, I just have a question. Do you think my conduct then when I was came across you was verbal and abusive?
I think she's already into that.
Yeah.
But no.
portion of the meeting. She's already covered.
Good,
Thank you.
All right, so this is concluded, thank you.
No, I still, how do I go about pressing charges on his threats?
You can see what's the
I
officer
didn't
in the hallway. They're attempting our
You
council.
did, you said
You're on
I should,
video.
it's on
You took it
video.
the wrong way.
No, sir, you did. That's,
Okay.
that's a threat.
Well,
You're thinking of battery. You touched
Mr.
me.
Jacob, he said ask we can continue, please. Thank you.
I don't want to be arrested.
Yes.
We'll resume the council meeting in regular order. Eric report. There is a special meeting, the 31st, which is Thursday at 6 o'clock. And also want to announce that starting the next meeting in April, we'll be going back to our regular seats. So. That's all I have.
We're going back to these ones.
Yeah.
I know you take a lot. I mean,
I'm still lost.
Yeah.
Did you get?
Okay, Kelly.
So, emailed the council a few weeks back about our 2022 paving program. To allocate $250,000 in, it'll be in next year's budget for our paving program. I'll read these streets real quick if you want me to. If you don't want me to, it's okay. It's,
You might as well put them on the video
yeah,
record.
it's all Buffalo Street, Maryland Street, Knights and Maple, South 10th Street, North Carolina, South Carolina, Johnson Street, Georgia to Kentucky, Kentucky Street, Kelly Lane to Dilbert Drive, Marion Drive, the second curve to the end, and all of Michael Drive. And the estimate on that's $187,000 with an alternative of 22nd to North Carolina, 26 in South Carolina, or with a budget of $63,000 for a total of $250,000.
They were,
I
they
can't
were,
write it.
they were.
Do we have any plans of eventually doing North 8th Street?
So there's numerous other streets that definitely need to be done. You know, we stretch out as far as we can go and get what we can get. We look at some criteria as far as, of course, the shape of the street. We definitely have to look at the shape of the utilities under the streets, where we're at, and we feel like kind of using a little point system that these are next streets that we can afford. That's in line.
Are we going to continue the pothole hills throughout? Because I think that
Sure.
problem has to.
Sure. No, it is not. There'll be a separate, rescue funds. Yeah, that's where it's at. So, if you remember, this council voted to do sewer work and then the paving after the sewer work.
Exactly.
It was short notice. They had a deadline for some bids. For Friday, they received no bids. So I have not talked with the engineer at length on this, but I'm sure that we'll look at re-advertise and be looking at an April meeting to possibly approve bids for that program.
So when you get the streets, you can provide us. Basically, got the ones you thought were the worst shape and just try to,
Well,
did we already like a budget set where we want to spend?
so, well, yeah, in the second part of that email kind of tells you where the money would come from, where it's at, and that's about all that I think that we can pull out comfortably. Do. I mean, I wish I had 10 times that amount. You know, to be able to do it, but that's all that I feel we can comfortably pull out in this next year's budget to be able to pay.
So the one for 80, 180, and one for 250, correct? You have a lesser one, right?
So the, yeah, so those first streets I read, the total budget on all those was 187.
He's from one of you guys.
Oh.
He just-
Yeah.
That's okay.
I can't remember.
It's 187, and I left this long loop of 22nd to North Carolina, 26th to South Carolina as an alternative for, and the budget on it was 63,000 more than that 187. And the reason I did an alternative on that is it needs water work, and I'm hoping that we can get that work done in this season and be able to pay.
So none of these other ones have any work under structure.
We believe it's in good enough shape that it can take the payment.
Since we know that other one is, we might have to do work on these, but I think we stick with this, 187, but I might try to extend it out. That way, in case something does arrive, we said you stuck it close, where you thought you were comfortable, we just take a little less out, might be better off. And maybe look back at it later. Or add that money.
We can review it this summer, you know, as we go through, because my next phase kind of ties into this 22nd North Carolina,
Yeah,
my next item on the agenda.
so I'd hate to spend money that clear something up if there was what you want to be.
Well, on the 22nd North Carolina, I absolutely would not pay it without doing the water work.
Okay.
Never owned it like that.
Okay, do I have a motion on this?
I'll make a motion that we approve the budget of 187,000 to go through the streets. Buffalo, Maryland Street, South 10th Street, Johnson Street, 2nd Street, Marion Drive, and Michael Drive, as described in
The email Tuesday, Monday.
Tuesday, March 15th email by the city administrator.
I'll second it. Any more discussion? If not, roll please.
Mr. Burleson,
Yes.
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Ms. Ardeno,
Yes.
Mr. Mooney,
Yeah.
Mr. Epperson,
Yes.
Mr. Peugeot,
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert,
yes,
Mr. Ringhouse.
So the next item on the agenda is renewal of the owner supervised program. I'll try not to get too deep in the weeds with it, but any time that we do a large enough water main replacement or add a water main, you have to have approved plans from the Department of Natural Resources. This owner supervised program allows you to package up quite a few of those water mains. Usually they put more on than you can do in 5 years. And get approval from DNR for the whole package to move forward with it. And ours is out of date and we are needing to update it. PSDA did the original. Their update for our owner supervised program is priced at $20,000. And I'm asking for approval to move forward with that so we can continue to replace what's the water.
I'd like to make a motion to pursue the
5-year owner supervised program.
the ownership program on the
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any more discussion? If not, roll call.
Mr. Burleson,
Yes.
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Ms. Ardeno,
Yes.
Mr. Mooney.
Yeah.
Mr. Epperson,
Yes.
Mr. Peugeot,
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert,
Yes,
Mr. Ringhouse.
So the last thing I have on my list, we talked about this in previous council meetings, was a lot that is unused, underused by the city. At the back of the firehouse, technically west 90 feet of the 476 block, or block 476, block 56 of the original town. We get one bid after advertising. That bid was submitted by Wiley and Rhonda Harrison. And that bid is
This is for a 3-year term, and that bid is for $10 a year in agreement to keep the property maintained to city code.
And there's a request for us to approve that, or is it already gonna be approved?
So, well, I mean, we still need to request, we need council.
We still need to
Enter
approve
into the
consent.
lease, yes.
Will we
Accept
need,
it.
will we need some type of legal document?
Lindy is putting the finishing touches on that.
When was that put out?
We ran that, I think it was the week after the last council meeting. I think 2 weeks.
In the paper?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a motion on?
We'll make a motion to accept the bid and enter into the lease.
Second. Any more discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
Mr. Burleson,
Yes.
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Ms. Ardeno,
Yes.
Mr. Mooney, Mr. Epperson,
No.
Mr. Peugeot,
Yes.
Mr. Dolbear,
Yes.
Greenhouse.
Yes.
That's all I have.
Captain Tim, is gonna do the numbers, and of course, all Trimley's gonna do the K-9 report.
This is monthly report for the police department, February 2022. We had 0 murders. Didn't have any rape, sodomy, or sexual assaults. No child sexual assault or misconduct. There was 1 report of child abuse, neglect, or kidnapping. There was 0 arsons. We had no weapons offenses. We had 2 domestic assaults, 0 assaults. Tampering with the victim is 0. Elderly abuse is 0. Assault on law enforcement or resisting arrest, there's 1. Burglary, possession of burglary tools, is none. Fraud or forgery, there was 1 case. Stealing, there was 2. Property damage, property tampering, 0. Tampering with utilities, 0. Tampering with motor vehicle, 0. Drugs, drug paraphernalia, there was 1 case. Driving while intoxicated, there was none. Driving while suspended, revoked, there was none. Leaving the scene of a motor vehicle accident, there was 0. Terroristic threats, 0. Warrant arrests, 2. 0 sexual misconducts, 0 weapon offenses in the misdemeanor category. Domestic assault order protection violations, there's 2. 1 peace disturbance, 1 assault, 1 harassment, 1 assault on law enforcement or resisting arrest. 0 disorderly conduct, 2 stealing or shoplifting, 0 fraud, forgery, or scams. There was 4 cases of property damage or property tampering. There was 5 cases of drugs, drug paraphernalia, 2 cases of illegal burning, driving while intoxicated, there was 1. Driving while suspended, revoked, with no license, there was 3. Peace disturbance, 0. Trespassing on private property or parks, there was 2. Tampering with utilities, there was none. Tampering with motor vehicles, 0. Animal control incidents, 6. Property abatements, 0. Leaving the scene of a motor vehicle accident, there was 1. Minor in possession of alcohol, 0. And there were 7 misdemeanor warrant arrests. Traffic incidents and types, there was 151 stops, 2 vehicle pursuits, 2 failure to yield to an emergency vehicle, 4 cases of careless and imprudent driving, 0 school bus violations, 79 speeding tickets, 9 stop sign violations, 1 all-terrain vehicle, and 20 registration license violations. No insurance financial responsibility, there was 21. Equipment violations, 4. Seatbelt violations, child restraint violations, 0. 0 parking violations, 1 traffic accident, 4 lane violations, and there was 10 towed vehicles. Other calls also involved shootings, 0. Search warrants, administrative search warrant, 0. There was 1 death scene investigation. There was 2 cases for check welfare of runaway, 1 for suicidal subject, 5 assist other agency requests,
Records request fingerprints and fingerprints were 5. Total calls dispatched, non-view was 478.
Just to add into that, Bob, we did get for the next report your breakdown of the way you wanted the warrants, but we didn't put that until after the officer meeting, so we partially. But it will be in the next report.
This month, we had one deployment with 2 apprehensions. There was patrol deployments into the house. We apprehended 2 suspects. Other than that, we started our training in Illinois with ISB and Springfield PD. She will be certified in Illinois. We're hoping by the middle of May. We're just waiting for ISB to release the testing. She ran her first set, did some training on it, and the next time we went back 2 weeks later, she redid the test and completed it in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and she has 15. So she's doing very well. And nothing else. If you have any questions?
You want to tell them about the book signing Saturday?
Yeah, we had a book signing from a young lady, Emily Sidden. She wrote a book and she invited us to come down and do a fundraiser. The numbers still haven't been tallied, but I've been told they may have been given to her. It was very successful. We had a lot of people down there, a lot of people out there supporting. Some people weren't really interested in the kids book because maybe they didn't have kids or grandkids, but they just donated several $100s, one lady, to the canine. So we'll be using that money to continue her education on future equipment that we may need. One of the things we're looking at now is a bike suit, which is a little over $2,000. So some of the stuff that we're looking forward to and continuing on with the training.
Any questions for Officer English? Not cool, sir. Well, do you have anything else?
No, ma'am, that's it.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Committee reports, Chad had a couple of readings, having high procedures done, so we have no budget review this month. But Nick has a statement he wants to make about his committee meeting.
Yeah, I just want to mention, we had a long and I think productive meeting with the CAT Coalition members. We're going to be going through with them some of the changes from last month and editing them so that they hopefully work for everybody a little bit better than we put them through last.
You guys have a plan for the fat committee, or please come to our next meeting.
Did they know about any of this before we?
Yes.
So why didn't they attend the meeting or express interest in coming to the meeting that night instead of creating issues on Facebook?
We heard that there was one, the president of the committee was like 2 hours away, she couldn't make it, and health reasons.
Didn't I send somebody to represent her? Seems like if they cared that much, they should send somebody. I mean, that's my thing. And now we're having to go through all this again for something. Whether or not we agree or disagree on what happened during the CAT coalition or the voting and all that. But yeah, I feel like they should have been present during that time.
Thank you, Jack. Any more discussion on anybody? I don't think we have any old business. Council? Oh, just you. Okay, we're not discussing. Okay, miscellaneous business. Media clarification.
Yeah, I perceive you're the city attorney, but I don't know your name for the newspaper.
Wendy Rodman.
Can you spell the last name?
RODAM is in Mary, AKE.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
The gentleman in the suit.
Greg Dorman,
Greg Dorman, DOHRMAN.
also city attorney.
Thanks.
What city attorney?
If that's all, then take into consideration and motion to go into closed session for the purpose of revised Missouri State statute 10.021, section 3.
I have a question. When is the next working committee meeting for
So, the way.
I was
it's-
under the impression that you were going to this evening. That
No,
you
no, no,
were-
so-
That you were gonna make it like official that the wording was gonna go back to the way it was, but that you were still gonna work with the cat coalition on the problem cats when they occurred.
No, so we're gonna take a little bit more time so that we can communicate properly with Deb and any other members that want to be involved in that.
April 19th?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
it's always so the council meeting is the fourth Monday of every month, and we're set for the Tuesday before that council meeting.
Okay.
So most months, that's the third Tuesday. Sometimes the council is a little fun. So it's always the Tuesday before the council meeting.
So I'll make sure that Ms. Holland understands that then, because I think we were kind of all under the impression that the ordinance itself, the portion about the feeding and the fine, were gonna be dealt with this evening.
No,
So when we talked about it last week, yeah, we said that we wouldn't have chief enforce that ordinance, but we were still gonna continue to look into that ordinance, but we weren't gonna change it back just yet. So we wanna make sure if we bring this back to the table, we cover everything, so we're not keep coming back to the same ordinance over and over and over again. So we're just not gonna enforce that ordinance. Yeah, we're not gonna enforce that ordinance at this time, but that we will allow it to continue at this time as previously was reported.
Thank you.
Okay, I make a motion to consider going into closed session for the purpose of revised Missouri statute section 610.020, section 3.
021, I'm sorry, can you correct that?
021.
Thank you.
You're up second. Sorry, I'm not as good as Naked reading that quickly. Roll call, please.
Mr. Burleson,
Yes.
Ms. Evans, Ms. Ardeno,
Yes.
Mr. Mooney, Mr. Epperson,
Yes.
Mr. Frizot,
Yes.
Mr. Dobear,
Yes.
Ringhausen. All right. I gotta try and put everybody in the waiting